that Bengals-Browns matchup is always tough. Like, you kind of never know. It's always a tough game for them.
Anytime you're facing Myles Garrett, I mean, this guy's is absolute alien. Honestly, this is not fair. And anytime you're facing him and you look at how the Browns are they're going to play a lot of this man-to-man coverage. They've got really good guys on the outside. So they're going to battle the crap out of you in the secondary. And then the pass rush is getting on you fast. And you're on the road. That is a tough matchup. I've said the same thing about the Rams against the Texans. That's a tough matchup for a pocket quarterback in a situation where you got a great pass rush and they can play you man for a man on the outside in the sense that they got dudes out there that can cover. That's tough for their style of offense for the Bengals. So to me, to go and survive, it is what it is. But listen, Bengals fans for the first 5 weeks, they're scared to death, Fitz. I get a text. I am sitting at the Rams game, and I'm getting a text from Nick Lachey, my buddy Nick. And he is, I've told you this a bunch of times, we're going to have to get him on the pod. He is an avid, fanatic Cincinnati sports fan.
Yeah.
And he's living it. And this is right before the kick that the Browns miss. And it's going to dictate the game. And he's just like, I need you, Whit. What is wrong with this team? What is our problem? What do we got to fix? And sure enough, kicks miss. You know, we go on, hey, Bengals win. I'm like, hey, buddy, this is that game. Like every year, this is the game. Just let it go. You know what it is? The Bengals needed the W. That's all they needed. And we're going to move on, and they're going to be just fine. You can't have that kind of talent on offense and not be really good. They are going to be really good on offense. And defensively, there's some mistakes. There's some things they can fix. I thought they played physical, ran around, flew around. There was an intent and an attitude to their defense, regardless of what they did or didn't do well. And so I'm excited to see this group grow under Al Golden.
Yeah, I came out of it with that. Excited that the defense had a much better performance than they did all of last year. And then the second thing from that game, for all the fans out there, when quarterbacks miss throws or, sail one high, put it too wide, throw it too early, whatever it is, I want you to go back to the clip of Joe Burrow. There's a great clip that's going around on social media. It's from right behind him, standing in the pocket, and Myles Garrett comes around on a stunt through the inside with a free 8-yard run at Joe Burrow, and he has to stare down the barrel of the defense and deliver that ball as Myles Garrett annihilates him. It is not easy to play quarterback in the NFL, and that is one of those reasons why just watch that one clip and know that Joe felt that for the rest of the game and thought about it for the rest of the game, and that's why the job of being a quarterback in the NFL is so damn difficult.
Toughest position in sports.
The last game or team that I would like to talk to you about is the Lions. And here was my thing with the Lions. I'm not worried because of their quarterback, steady guy. I'm not worried because all the success they had last year. But on offense, it did feel a little different. I think maybe losing Ben Johnson is going to be a huge deal, but maybe you can talk me off the ledge a little bit because they still have all the stars and the pieces and the firepower on the outside, which as a quarterback, that's all I care about. But talk me off the ledge a little bit that these guys are going to be okay.
Yeah, just remember too, Fitz, you're changing coordinators, and you've also had some changes there in the interior part of this line. And let's not forget the identity of how everything was built with Ben Johnson. And that was, we are going to run the football at you. We're going to get in different personnels. We're going to play with heavy linemen. We're going to do everything we can. Play actions are going to come off of all this stuff. Like, we are going to force our physical will on you throughout the football game, and you're going to play a physical game against us, and then we're going to build a lot of stuff off of it. And that's the style of who they are. In this game, they had zero opportunity to get the run game going. The Packers absolutely eliminated them in a run game, in any kind of run game, any explosive plays, any of that stuff. And you look under the time that Dan Campbell's been the head coach, this was their poorest performance from that standpoint. So to me, we're going to say it's the play caller, it's going to say this, but it's really comes down to they're a little different, and maybe they need to figure out who they are exactly. And it may not be a team that can only lean on just we're going to run it. As we get to kind of grow into this relationship together and figure out who's where and how we can be efficient as an offense, we may have just put ourselves in a situation was, yes, we got new coordinator, but we also might be a little bit of a different team. And so we got to kind of find each other and figure out what's our identity and how are we going to be efficient, because we got all these dudes. And it's a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. I mean, there's a lot of guys that you say this guy deserves a football, but how do we figure that out and what becomes our identity? Well, one's a really big challenge to go play the Packers on the road. They just got Micah Parsons. Their confidence and level of belief that they're about to be an elite team is insane.
Yeah.
So you've got to have great things happen from the jump, and that didn't happen for them. So you kind of, that's a perfect storm to me. I think that it will be an outlier. I think the Lions are too talented on both sides of the football. Dan Campbell's a heck of a leader. I think they will, by the end of the year and throughout the middle of the year, find themselves and be a dominant football team. I just don't know if they're the team they were a few years ago, because we have Clay Matthews on the podcast today, and let's not forget when Clay Matthews came in 2019, he brought it up. That was our first playoff miss under Sean McVay. And it was a lot of, man, we were really good in 17. We were insane. We had a bad performance in the playoffs and lost. We went to the Super Bowl, weren't at our best in the biggest moment. We lost. The league kind of caught up to who we were. What else did we do? We had a change at center. We went to a young center. We lost some of our interior, really what identity, which who made us who we were. And it was like, oh no, the run game's got to change a little bit. We got to change a little bit of how we build our offense. So I see it very similar, that it's not just Ben Johnson being gone. It's the league's caught up to exactly how you want to attack us. You've made some changes where you're not quite as good, and now your efficiency level actually has to move up while you're just different from an identity standpoint. It's a challenge, and so this will be a big year for them to find themselves and get going with some positivity. They need something good to happen in this next week.
So all I heard in all that is you think they're still going to be great, and you think they're going to miss the playoffs. So you danced around it. So now we have clips with you either side, whatever you want to do. All I know
I didn't say they're going to be great. I said that eventually they'll be dominant on the opposite side of the ball. I still think that this is a year they got to find it, though. This is an exploratory time over the next 2 to 4 weeks of them finding their identity and what they're going to be good at and how they're going to attack people.
You're the stats guy, but the one that popped out to me as I was thinking about it, they go 15-2 last year. They lost to the Bucks and the Bills by a combined 10 points. And the opener this year, they're sitting at 0-1. They lost by 14. Just does feel like a little bit of a different year. But I also think they just ran into the buzzsaw of Green Bay, home opener, all the excitement there.
And I know you're not going to love this, Fitz. I'm still not an NFC North, advocate. I think last year they had the easiest schedule in football. And I think that these teams are good. I didn't say they weren't good.
You know me. I love the Packers. I love the Packers last year,
I like the Packers, but I just don't think they're as good as we may think they all are, and all of them have a much more challenging schedule, so we'll see.